Hello, friends. Welcome to a different location. I am in my kitchen today because I am kind of meal prepping and multitasking, but I wanted to come on and share this video about the vitals because I'm sure you are saying, Brianna, how can I be a successful coach? And of course, I want you to be successful, and I want the coaches under you to be successful, and I just want a life full of success for you. And so I'm going to tell you the secret sauce. And you can, every podcast you listen to from the coaches, every video from the coaches you listen to, they will tell you that this is the secret sauce to becoming a successful coach, to becoming in the $1 Million Club, a 15-star diamond coach, to becoming all the things you hope and desire. You need to do this. So I'm going to share my screen so we can walk through it together, but this is our Success Club System Daily Business Activity Tracker. So this will be referred to as a few different things you'll probably hear. So we just call it, your tracker. You might hear it as the Success Club Tracker. You might hear people call it the BAT or the Business Activity Tracker. It just kind of depends. But there's some key components on here. So I print mine off every single week. I print mine off and fill it out. You can print it out on here, right? You can type in here or print it off, whatever you want to do or what works best for you. I am a pen and paper kind of gal, so I have that. So on here, you're going to put your week of, so what week it is. And then if you listen to the national wake-up call and the team call. So these are two vital behaviors you really want to do. You want to get on those national wake-up calls and hear these very successful coaches and their ideas and utilize those. You also want to hop on our team call. And so the national wake-up call can be found on the Team Beachbody Coach 411 Facebook page. It's live every Monday at 10 a.m. Central. You can also listen. You can see the recording of it later. You can listen to it on their podcast, whatever works for you. I typically don't listen to it like when it's live because I'm working, but I make sure to listen to it every single week. And then we also have our team call. So our team call currently meets at 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. So we meet via Zoom and just talk about different topics to help us be successful coaches. So my why, so you want to talk about why are you doing this coaching business, or why are you helping others, right? So maybe it's financial freedom. Maybe it's making an impact, serving God. Maybe your reason is you want to, quit your full-time job and be able to provide for your family. Maybe it's you want to be a stay-at-home mom. Whatever it is, that is your why. And then your target market, right? So who are people you're trying to reach, right? Are you trying to reach mothers? Are you trying to reach women who are in a transition period? Who is kind of the people you're trying to reach with your business? Okay. Then number one, you want to be proof the products work. So what this means, right? Because Beachbody is a product. So I look at being a Beachbody coach. I love bubbler, right? If you know me, you know I love bubbler. I've drank every flavor. My dream is to literally have a fridge just of bubbler in my life with every flavor on hand all the time. I love bubbler. So I am going to use bubbler, and obviously I've used it so I can talk about it. And so that's similar to this, right? If you are representing Beachbody, it's a good idea to use Beachbody workouts and use the products and kind of get a feel for them so that you are able to be proof, right? So you can show your transformations. You can have a testimony of how you've transformed and stuff. And you don't have to have that right now. You don't have to have a big, glorious transformation, right? Get friends to do it with you and transform with you. But it's important that you're being proof to others that it's working, right? I think of Mary Kay or Rodan and Fields or Monet. I want to know, I want your personal perspective on how it's working and changing your life. And our customers want the same. And drink Shakeology, right? So maybe you're someone who's on the fence about the whole Shakeology thing because it's expensive. You don't know. Maybe you think it's just another protein shake and stuff like that. But I really encourage you to give it a try because it really changes you from the inside out, and it just really helps you focus on your nutrition more. And again, if you have someone who is on the fence about Shakeology or wants more information, how can you give that information if you don't have it yourself and you don't have an experience? And then it's just good to try some other products. So you can buy sample packs. I'm not saying go out and buy one of everything off the website. Listen to me when I say, buy a trial pack. You can try try all the products. You could buy a sampler. I could mail you some samples if you want. There's ways to get your hands on products for less expensive than like buying a tub and box of everything. Don't do that. But understand the products so you can share those with others and understand what it's done for your life. Number 2, we have connect, invite, and follow up. This is where everyone panics, right? They're like, but Brianna, I don't want to be that annoying coach. You are not going to be that annoying coach, okay? You have a gift to share with others. And if you believe in these products and you believe in the process, you are never selling, you are sharing, and you are helping others live a better life. And it doesn't have to be salesy at all. If something seems icky to you, don't do it, right? If cold messaging random humans seems yucky, don't do it. I'd never cold invite. I mean, I build relationships before I invite. I make sure they're liking my content and they're interested in what I'm doing before I ever ask them to join my challenge groups or whatever. So the first part of this is initiate connections and add followers, right? So if you, I'm guessing you don't have 1 million followers on your Instagram or your Facebook, and neither do I. But one thing I've done consistently is add people every single day. So I add at least 10 people every single day. And this is on Instagram. I don't really add random people on Facebook because I don't utilize Facebook for my business as much. But I'm always making sure I'm following new people on Instagram. And then I'm following up with them. You know, if they follow me back, I send a simple message. Hey girl, like, thanks for following me back. I love connecting with other women in agriculture, or I love connecting with other teachers. Where are you from? And I start that conversation so that we can build a relationship, okay? Because we are in a business of building relationships. I'm not here to, you know, sweep it under the rug and try to get someone to buy something real quick and just take their money. Like, I'm here to build a relationship, see where our products could fit into their lifestyle, and then serve them with those products. And so you want to initiate those connections and chat with them, reply to their stories, comment on their posts. You want to be engaging with others, because if you want them to engage on your stuff, you have to engage on their stuff, okay? Do a social media post, okay? So you want to post on your feed, I know, crazy, once a day. And if you're like, Brianna, I never post on Instagram, okay, then maybe your goal is to post three times a week, and then you bump it up to 4 days, and then the next week you do 5 days, right? So I'm not saying as a first week coach or however far into this you are that you have to hit the ground running and you have to like post every single day. You have to follow 10,000 people every day. Like, you can ease into this, right? Okay, so you want to make a social media post, and we talk about focusing on kind of 5 things, right? So what are the 5 things in your life that kind of define who you are? So if I ask my friends 5 things that they could define me by, they would say teaching. So I'm a teacher, so I share about that. I'm very passionate about my dog, so I share a lot of photos and stories of my dog. I'm passionate about fitness, so you'll see that. You will see I'm passionate about my faith, so I share Bible journaling, devotional stuff about God, that kind of stuff. And then I'm also passionate about food, so I love to share recipes, I love to share meals, all of that, right? And so you kind of pick your 5 things. I guess with my dog, I post about family and like my husband, but the dog is number 1 in my heart. Good thing my husband's not here. He'd give me a dirty look. But anywho, this is just who I am. And so I get myself off track because I'm a squirrel. But you do not have to post about Beachbody. And I hope you don't post about Beachbody every single day in your feed, right? So I post about my workouts, my eating, all that on my stories every day, but I don't post on my feed because there is more to life than just Beachbody in my life. There are a lot of components, and so I want to share those. You want to update your stories throughout the day, right? So maybe you're someone who loves stories on Instagram, or maybe you're someone who's never done one in your life. I really didn't use stories before I started coaching, and now they're my favorite. People could probably be like, Brianna, tone it down on the stories, because I don't know, I just love them. So you want to share about your daily life, right? Like, you want to share what's going on. I share about, today I talked about dog treats and how I keep my dog occupied. I talk about devotionals, quotes, all those kinds of things that help people just in their daily lives. Then every morning I post my workout clips. I post products that I use, but I don't use name brands. And the reason why we don't use name brands, this isn't to trick anyone or anything. It's because if I post my Shakeology every day and I say, hey, look at, here's my great Shakeology, you should get chocolate Shakeology. Okay, what are they going to do? What do? Google Shakeology, order it offline, comes to you, hey, Brianne, I got my Shakeology, right? And so the nice thing is we want to have our friends and family use our link to sign up, because then they are under us as a challenger. We know they're there and we can support them through this journey. Okay. Healthy meal or meal prep. So I like to post at least one meal a day and talk about what I'm eating. And then invitation, promote a group, a poll, or call to action. So I'll talk about what's going on in my challenge group, or I'll share a poll asking if they want more information. I'll do a call to action. Anything that invites them to get in touch with you or talks about your groups. And then a recognition and shout out. So I love sharing stuff from other people, from my challengers, from my other coaches. I love sharing and recognizing the heck out of others, because people are killing it and rocking it, and I love to recognize them for that. And it just really feels good, right? We love when people point out that we're doing awesome things. You want to respond to all your new likes and your comments, and you want to invite people every single day. So if you've never invited before, you might say 3 people. I want to invite 3 people to my challenge, or to this. And personal inviting is so important, and it doesn't have to be yucky at all, guys. A sample invite I use all the time is, hey, so-and-so, I appreciate you liking and interacting with my posts. Thanks for following me on this journey. Let me know if you have any questions about my health and fitness journey or starting your own. Simple as that, right? I'm not telling them. Sometimes I'll be blunt, right? And I'll say, hey, have you ever thought about joining one of my challenge groups? Like, I do say that sometimes, but it does not have to be yucky, guys. You don't have to be like, have you tried this product? I don't know, that's $10 million. No. And then you want to follow up. So you want to keep a list. This isn't, I don't think, my tracker. A lot of times I'll write it on the back of my tracker and keep a list of who you've invited so you can follow up with them. Because I have gals that want more information and it's out floating, but they need a reminder because lives are busy, right? And I'm not being annoying. I'm just checking back in and saying, hey, I know life gets busy. Just let me know if you think of any questions. Okay. Our third one is get people results. So we have a challenge group, and maybe you'll start your own challenge group. You want to contribute to that. You want to be commenting on people's sweaty selfies. You want to be commenting on the posts. You want to be posting yourself. You just want to be giving people information they can use on this journey. You want to recognize achievement. So I count that as commenting on every single person's sweaty selfie every day. So I take time at the end of every night to make sure that I told everyone I'm proud of them. And it can be sharing them on my story. It can be shouting them out in the group, whatever, but make sure they know you're proud of them every single day. And then you want to respond to your questions they have, which is simple and self-explanatory. Number 4, you want to do personal development. This is the number one thing you need to do as a coach, because this will change your life, whether you ever sign up a challenger or not. You want to engage in professional development. So if you don't have a professional development book you can read, order one right now. There is a list that I can send you. Some really good ones are Girl Wash Your Face. Anything by Rachel Hollis is really good. There is Present Over Perfect. There's Failing Forward by, why can't I think of his name? Leadership, John Maxwell, thank you. The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, She by Jordan Lee Dooley. There's so many personal and professional development books, right? It doesn't have to be so specific to Beachbody. It can be about life in general. If you want to know more about confidence, or you want to know more about self-worth, or you want to know more about being a leader or telling stories, whatever it is, you can find a book on it, and I have tons of recommendations. Another thing with this is I challenge you every day to listen to a podcast. So every single morning when I drive my 30-minute commute, I listen to a podcast. No radio, no anything. I actually don't listen to the radio at all. I only listen to podcasts when I drive because it's mindless and I can focus on the words and consume it and then think about it and reflect on it. But some really good podcasts. Women Inspiring Women by Melanie Mitro is Beachbody specific and is really awesome. Empower Her by Keisha Fitzgerald, super good. Straight Up by Trent, why can't I think of his name right now? Trent Sheldon, maybe? I can't think of his last name. The Rise podcast by Rachel Hollis is really good. The Leadership podcast by John Maxwell. There are so many good podcasts out there. So I challenge you to do that and always be learning. Always, that's number one. And then there's just some stuff to track, how many new followers did you get? So I write like start. I wonder if I have it on here. Yep. I have the start on here and the finish, so I can do that. I make tallies for how many new challengers, how many new coaches. I keep track of my success club. And then in the bottom, I write how much money I made that week. So then these all go in a binder and I can reflect back at it. Again, this is the secret sauce to being successful. And if it seems overwhelming, pick one. Start with personal development. Okay, do that. Then next week, focus on being proof. Okay, next week, focus and just continually add it in so it's not like you're taking this giant leap and it's overwhelming, because sometimes if things are overwhelming, you'll quit altogether. Whereas if you would have just slowly built it into your life, then it is easier and more sustainable. So I hope this helped. You can find this in the coach's office under training and then Success Club. That's where you can find this. And I hope it helps. So number one, fill out your tracker. That's a big thing to do. And I can't wait to see the success. And just consistency matters. Consistency compounds. That's from The Slight Edge. And so doing these small actions every single day will lead up to very, very large results. Every Thursday, I think also at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom, we actually do an action half hour. So for half an hour, we zoom through our business tracker. Obviously, we don't work out and drink Shakeology or do our personal development together, but we do the other boxes. And so if that interests you, I'd love to have you jump on there. It kind of helps guide you and it kind of pushes us to new heights. And so I hope to see you there. Make sure you reach out to me with any other questions, and I hope this was helpful.